This week in the League of Legends, we have Poppy finally out for play. Additionally, we have Challenger Nidali, and some interesting developments on the business side of Riot. All this and more on the Spazster Gaming web show.
This is Wonder Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. This is an ongoing show. We're talking a little bit about everyone's favorite mobile style battle game.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, it's an interesting week. Kind of slow after the patch, but we've got some stuff going on. Poopy finally came out, and we got to play with her a little bit. And I gotta say, what a yawn.
She does not shut up, I've noticed. She constantly is giggling.
Yeah, she's a little out there. I don't think she's particularly good. I like her, but I don't think she's particularly good. She's very situational, and you have few tools that are good in specific situations. But for the most part, if they don't hit two of those situations in your kit, you don't do anything.
Right. First being her anti-dash ability.
Anti-dash, and the other being the want to knock back certain targets.
Right. Because her knockback always designates the player moving back towards their base, since it is a large knockout.
The shove requires her to have good positioning or be near a wall, which again is sometimes difficult with the mobility of a lot of characters. And since you need to get in range of them to do that, you can't use your dash mitigator to do that. Her little hammer back hoe sort of thing, again, I've seen it be mostly ineffective.
I've seen it effective sometimes. Like, it's definitely... She can be a better jungler. I saw her a couple times as jungle, which isn't bad. She gets that passive bonus armor and magic resistance.
And the buckler toss lets her sort of start to pull a little bit faster.
Yes, exactly.
The main thing I've noticed with her jungling, though, is that there's really not a good enchantment for her.
No.
She's not going to take Devour. Warrior is mediocre these days. It's really kind of bad.
The one that gives Ghost, is that Devour or the little wolf?
Oh, yeah, that's Devour.
Okay.
Cinderhulk, it's fair on her, but again, her character's sort of one of those where you want to get on top of them and keep them from dashing. So the Cinderhulk's fair, but she doesn't really have the flat damage on all of her abilities to really back up the kind of low damage you're going to get from Cinderhulk.
Her double tap ability that gives a slowness stun is very good if you do pair it up with her wall stun, because you kind of only give them three options. Like, if you hit them into a right wall, they only have up, down, or left. You can definitely corner them into that position and kind of funnel them into that double attack, which is great. Again, you can deal some decent damage, but I think people are really trying to find good builds for if they're trying to go more tanky or if they're trying to go more AD aggressive. I know I've seen a lot more aggressive builds, and it's been hit or miss depending on the enemy's build. Again, it comes down to her ultimate positioning and her ability to counter whoever's up top if they do have a dash or not. That being said,
I've seen her be absolutely abhorrent in top, by the way. I've not seen a good Poppy top yet.
Yeah, it's that. Like, I think you're in more ranked play than I am. I'm more in the right now. I've been playing mostly team builder and stuff, waiting for the next season. I'm just kind of practicing.
Sure.
But yes, it is definitely a crowd thing. I think people in the team builder are a little bit more not cut and pick, because you can just go in with whatever you want, so you don't get to choose what your opponent top lane is like you do in draft.
Yeah, the thing that I've noticed with Poppy top lane is she doesn't really have the ability to trade.
Yes.
You can have characters without sustain and with small bursts in HP, kind of like Gnar. But with Poppy, she doesn't have any way to get her health back really efficiently. So you trade with your buckler, and then you try and go in for that second hit. But most top laners are so cutthroat, they'll literally just brutalize you if you ever try to trade more than your buckler toss. Because what is she going to do? Get behind you and shove you? You're already under your tower. You're in a bad situation as is.
I do think that her on a mana system is a little bit of a hindrance. I think she could have been a great character that didn't rely on mana anymore. A lot of her abilities could be good synergizing, kind of like a Garen combo, where everything's kind of done through the fact that she's just using this magical hammer and is doing all the work.
Well, thankfully, she can benefit a lot from the new Sheen.
Yeah, that is true.
Because she has the mana-free build. Sheen changes aren't necessarily my favorite, but they are enabling on certain characters. And I think with the way that her buckler toss works, you have a lot of options to use Sheen with. I don't think she has the frequency of ability casts needed to make Sheen work, but Trinity Force obviously works well on mana-based melee characters.
She definitely needs that movement speed and that crit from it.
And the Phage move speed.
Yes, definitely.
Overall, I think she needs some way to sustain a little better. Her kit right now basically says, you're sort of a two-hit wonder on Poppy. And then she's got some interesting abilities, but they don't really do anything. So you're in the mentality where you need to run at things, but unlike old Poppy where you're taking chunks off someone's health and not dying, instead you're taking chunks off people's health and then dying. So it's kind of a weird situation to be in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Old Poppy, she didn't really have anything that made her different from other characters at the time. She would run in, have her dash. She would hit with a standard Q ability that had some added bonuses to it, which is very boring. She had her Damascene Shield, just gave her a damage reduction and her movement speed, and then her ultimate, which is still probably her only unique thing, is giving that kind of like targeting one-on-one buff. But in the end, I don't think it really fit the lore that they were going for Poppy in both old and new style. So I like the new ultimate. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more aesthetically pleasing. And I think her kit does match what they're going for with this new lore. That being said, I don't like how derpy she's become as far as like her oblivious to her role in life. But it's a little bit charming, and she has personality, which old Poppy was literally...
Jokes! I don't have any jokes.
Which is replaced by, have I ever told you this 2-minute long joke that just keeps going and going? Which is, I find that great, how it's just a complete reverse. And I'm happy she feels like she fits in, and she's been a staple character for a long time. So seeing her get this remake where she gained from it. It's not like a lot of other remakes where she's lost. I definitely know Scion has lost a bit of personality. He's dead. That's his backstory. He's dead. He's dead.
So overall, I'm gonna give Poppy a 7. Like I said, I'm disappointed in the versatility of her kit and the selection of roles that she can do. But I guess it's better than not being picked at all. I don't really like the airheadedness of her character. Poppy before was this very... All other Yordles are doofy in some way or another, except for Viger. And even Viger's kind of doofy. And so having this sort of stern, like, listen, this is my day job, and I'm going to get through it, was kind of cool. But now she's just like... And a Noxian, a Demacian, and a Frigorian are all cute, and I love them.
Yeah, I think the problem is, though, we don't have too many goofy characters that...
Every Yordle
is now the goofy characters. And I do want a serious Yordle, but I don't think at this point Poppy can be that one. Hopefully, when they do these more story upgrades and stuff like that, that we do get to see some more kind of highlights into...
Vigar update makes him full evil.
He goes like the dark side. He like teleports. He's like he gets merged with the Void. That would be cool. Void Vagar.
Is that a short joke?
Short this, and he's just a normal size like Yordle. Like his body's the same, but he has really gangly arms and legs, and he like struts across. He's just like, here I come. It's like, oh god, no.
But yeah, what do you rate her?
I give her 8 just for the fact that it surpassed my expectations with the Poppy rework. Aesthetically, I love her hammer as the design of it. I love the fact that it's too large for her, and the whole joke is like everybody that picks it up dies. The lore behind it's great. The comic book was in the end goofy and silly, but I like it. Gameplay wise, I agree with you 100% that she has a niche role. She might find play when the preseason's finished or some major change. To specialist. But better to be a specialist than a never played character.
Not picked at all.
And with that, I'm happy. Let's see what they do with Tarek next. Gems.
Right after that, we had a skin that sort of came out right as we finished the show last week. A Challenger Nidali. It's a little teaser image we got, but they made a pick through the data mines a little bit, and we found some more information about it. Very interesting skin. Pink, white, very chic, with a very interesting splash art. This is going to be a reward for the Challenger tier players, right?
I believe that it's a 975 legacy skin to kind of celebrate the beginning of the season.
Oh,
I'm not
there
sure
you
if we have any other challenger skins or anything like that came out beforehand.
I think we had Challenger Morgana or something.
Let me do
No,
it.
no, that's Challenger. Or that was Victorious Morgana. I know we've had another Challenger skin though.
I'm looking this up right now.
Ooh,
Challenger
Ahri.
That's right. Challenger Ari was at the beginning of the season. And she also did have that look to her, that kind of purple armor. Nid has some great armor on the actual cat form.
The cat face looks weird as hell.
Yeah, I think,
It's the weirdest.
squished.
It's the weirdest. I don't like it.
It looks like a Zoid.
It's the weirdest. I remember Zoids.
It looks like a
I remember
Zoid.
asking my grandmother for one of those for Christmas, and she gave me the weirdest. It's like, what is wrong with children?
I never expected you to like Zoids.
I liked robots.
But yeah, it's a
I
decent
was never
skin.
an anime kid, and I like Pokemon only because I like the game. I like Zoids because there's robots. I didn't watch the show. I was like, oh, those are robots.
Someone asked me what Metabots was a while ago, and I was like, I remember that.
What are Beetleborgs?
Power Ranger knockoffs with
right.
kids
That's right.
and a ghost genie thing that I think was like
Oh,
Jay Leno.
oh no.
Correct me in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinions about
Give me the
Beetle-
Beetleborg lore.
I need the lore. But yeah, 975 Legacy skin. I'm not sure if they're going to be bringing back the Ari skin. Definitely something to see if you like playing hot cat girls.
Indeed. Additionally, in terms of skin news, Diana won the Fire and Ice poll, so she's going to be getting a fire-themed skin. This happened right as the All-Star game happened, which I'm sure people cared about.
It was they took it more seriously than they should have. You brought it up. I'm like, so did you watch? He's like, it was just another game. You know, they had the opportunity to kind of have some fun with it. Maybe introduce like another game mode in advance. They did the Molten Front or whatever they called it, Magma Chambers. The Molten Front.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, hold on to that joke. Put it in your pocket. I'll be using that one later. They could have done a lot more. They did their 1v1s this year using the Snowdown Showdown.
The International this year, they did a 10v10 All-Star game, and it was bonkers.
Yeah, and the whole picking process had a guy in a Pudge costume and later be revealed as one of their stars.
Dendy!
But yeah, I think they're not stretching far enough with these events. They really need to add more silliness to kind of make us appreciate the hardcore nature of it, because they did take this All-Star match really seriously. Even the North American versus Europe team, it was just like, yay, no interesting picks. You could have, you hover over Kale. That's great. Are you gonna pick? No, you're gonna go with the same 4 characters. All right. But it was fun matches. It kind of held me over until competitive season started again. I'm itching to see some games. I know that you watch them every now and again, but I really like watching while editing the show. So,
Well, there you have it.
in other news, we really don't talk about the behind the scenes of the game a lot with Riot and the behind stuff like that. But this is a very interesting thing. Riot is going to be 100% owned by Tencent, which has invested in companies like THQ and there's a couple other places, but I know they have some share in Blizzard. Now, they're going to be 100% owned. What's that going to mean for the company and what's that going to mean for the game? They said there's going to be a lot of changes going to be happening throughout the next year. So, expect the unexpected. That's the end out of the pocket. Boom, bam, boom.
I don't get it.
Okay. I'm worried that this is going to have another Activision Blizzard syndrome effect to League of Legends. We've already seen a lot of kind of corporateness kind of thrown into it. We lost 2 skins per launch of a character last year, and we've seen kind of a lot of changes that a lot of people didn't like. Some people did like.
Increasing the cost of characters on launch.
Yes. So we might see some business changes, or on the other hand, this might allow a lot more creative freedom now that they're not trying to keep what little shares they have. The company's either going to say, here's all the funding you need, or not, because they're not fighting for control of the company the whole time.
There you have it.
But Cataclysm is a good example of companies interacting way too corporately. World of Warcraft Cataclysm was like the height of when Activision owned the game.
Or Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah! Hey, you only want to play on 4 maps for $60 plus $120 exclusive edition?
Hey, I had a really good 15 hours of that game, and then it was boring.
Yeah, I invested in Fallout, and I'm still playing it. I'm alright with that.
moving on to our own section here. Yeah, it's the holiday season. Things have been kind of crazy around here, so we're going to go ahead and breeze past this. We'll definitely still interact in the comment section, but we just got to keep episodes shorter so we can spend more time doing our thing. It's been kind of crazy for me, been kind of crazy for Water Elemental, so just got to keep things concise. We still do take questions, and like I said, we'll answer them in the comment section, which is below. You can send them to our email at bestgaming@gmail.com, or post them on our Facebook, Twitter, or website, all of which are linked in the information down below.
I'm really scared when they put the comments above and everything from the past 5 years will be irrelevant.
Whoops. Additionally, we have a lot of cool stuff on our Patreon, patreon.com/bestgaming. If you're interested in more content from us and other bonus features, you can check that out and take a look. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy. Star Wars. I'm so excited. And then Christmas. And then New Year's. It's going to be good times. And I hope you guys have a good time with whatever that you may do.
Yep. Anyways, this has been Water Elemental.
And this is Axis. And I just want to say I love you.
We have it on camera. I'm saving this as my ringtone.
I love you.